So today I am joined by Nikolai from Intelligent Outsourcing, and Intelligent Outsourcing are one of our strategic partners. Nikolai is actually currently in the Philippines, living his experience of the offices that he's got out there. So Nikolai, welcome, and
Hi
just
guys.
give us a very quick introduction as to how you got started with Intelligent Outsourcing and why you started it.
Yeah, sure, Mark. Thank you. So I am in the Philippines right now. I started intelligent outsourcing just to work for my accountancy practice, which is Naylor Accountancy Services, and it was because I didn't want to outsource the work, so I wanted control of the people that were going to do my work, and using my systems and processes. So that's why I created intelligent outsourcing because it's offshoring basically, Mark. So we offshore. We create offshore teams for other UK or accountants and practices and businesses and bookkeepers. And then what we do is then grow their teams as they want, but they are using their systems and processes. So we say offshoring is the most intelligent way to outsource, which is hence the name of intelligent outsourcing. So it's a bit different to outsourcing work. It's offshoring of a team member, basically.
Brilliant, thank you. And there's obviously lots of different ways outsourcing, offshoring, and subcontracting. And there's various different ways. So, what is it? Do you think about how you do it that really solves the pain for accountancy practices that are struggling with capacity?
Yeah, I mean capacity. So we help with capacity and we also help with recruitment. So the fact that we have a lot of people at the moment struggling to recruit anyone in the UK as well. So what they end up doing is getting someone here and they do that work for them. So they can do any compliance work and bookkeeping. So they can take off the bookkeeping, the VAT, the payroll, year end, self-assessments, and even management accounts. I mean, people tend to grow their teams, what they do initially, or with what, and then give them more responsibility as they go. So for my Naylor team, Mark, I have them. This is my Naylor Accountancy Service because I have 8 here working for that. They answer phones as well for HMRC. So not answer phone, they call the HMRC, but answer phones for the team, clients and everything like that as well.
Excellent. So they're dealing with customers. They're dealing with
Yes,
your
yeah.
UK team, and also obviously yourself. But also, I think the really important thing for me is that you haven't just got a bunch of people that do accounts, have you? So the IO structure is. Can you give us a bit of information about the sort of back end of the IO structure, just so that it makes sense to how it works?
Yeah. So Mark knows that our business quite well, but what we have is IO Academy as well. So what we do is we train people when they come into us for 2 weeks to a month, and before they go with our partners, and then they will be trained in QuickBooks, Zero, what UK accounts, everything like that. And then we have an infrastructure behind there. Obviously, we have an office out here, and we have 3 offices. An office just about 2-3 minutes walk from here, as well. And what we do is make sure that all the HR is done. We do look at well-being as well of our team members. So because we want the retention and we want them to be productive for our partners as well. But it is a holistic view. So if anybody ever has an issue with their team member, um, offshore team member, we will step in and then do some training for them, or just help them. Or they may just be suddenly want them to do year ends and say, "Can you do a little bit of training on year ends before we start taking them through it?" So we'll do that for them as well.
So in my language, then, so they get the foundation of the skills.
Yes,
They're then able to utilize the your customers' systems, the
yes.
accountancy practice systems, and then if there's any additional requirements, you can help with that, as opposed to me, for perhaps if I'm running an accountancy practice, having to think, oh, I've got to train them in how to do X. You're gonna be able to assist with that as well.
Yeah, we can assist with it. I mean, you have to train them in your systems and
Yeah.
processes, and because everyone has different systems and processes. Um, and one way of using them, if you do get somebody on board, when you train them, if you haven't got all your systems and processes written up, in a document anyway, what we say is just get them to write it up. So do the training with them, get them to video it, or you video it. then they can look at it later on, and then they can write it all up. That's what we do in the Naylor team, and all the other teams. Just so when we get up to date processes, so even if you have process, you can give them those, and then they can write them up, all the changes that you've done since as well, and then you review them basically, or somebody else.
Excellent. And one of the things I really like is the fact that it's not just somebody sat in the Philippines on their own, lost and not getting any support from anywhere else. I mean, you even just this morning before we started this, you've got an IT person in the office that's helping with the IT systems.
Yeah.
You've got all kinds of different, and you get them together. So IO is a business in itself, and it's got its own culture as well as them working for the UK accountancy practice, which I think is a better way of doing it, because they're not just sat on their own. They can get support from other people.
Yeah.
And I'm right in saying that with how you work, there is only one person working for a customer, so they don't do multiple different businesses work.
No, exactly, Mark. So what we have is if somebody gets a team member with us, they work exclusively for them. They're employed by Intelligent Outsourcing in the Philippines, but they will only work for that partner, and basically not anyone else. And which just means that they can do more as well. So the way I see it is that you can actually stop a lot of the bottlenecks as well if you are trusting them to email your clients or customers directly, because then you don't have to go through a middleman somewhere else or yourself. They can actually email requesting for bookkeeping information or year-end accounts information, anything like that. Well, people tend to do a journey. They don't allow their team members to do that straight away until they sort of they know what they're doing, and they're happy with what they're doing. So they build that up. I suppose it's similar in the UK if you have a new team member, because it is just exactly the same as having a team member in the UK, basically. And you do this. So that I'm in the Philippines, you're in the UK. So we're using Zoom. We use Teams a lot with Naylor Accountancy Services. That's all we do. And we have a daily Teams huddle. So for 15 minutes, everybody in Naylor, which is 11 of us, just says 1 minute of what they're doing, what they need to do, what they're looking at, and if they need help on anything, so that you just all together and feel like a team. So it's key, Mark, that if you do anyone does take somebody on with us, that they create them as part of their team and bring them into it.
Yeah, brilliant. And whilst we're talking about the team, I know you showed me earlier on. Have you got a minute just to have a quick?
So yes, yeah. I'll take
one of the offices. I think you said that you have got two, but
no, we have. So this is one of our offices just here, the Subic Works one, basically. So there's just some guys out here. So if you just come behind me, we've got, so just behind here, that's our IO Academy trainers there. They're actually training people right now by the looks of it, because we tend to do it virtually as well.
Yeah.
And then if you look right behind here, you've got, that's some of our Naylor team just there. And then you've got people working for other partners over there as well. And you can see our core values on the wall.
Yeah.
So our core values are really key. So we always make sure everybody knows them and able to recite them, but also live them. So we get prizes and stuff for people who espouse the core values. So every month, and so we had our cleaner basically got the prize when I gave it to her when I got here, that was for April. So which is really good. And we did our team building on Saturday, which was awesome. So that's one reason why I'm over here, because we did a Accountex, then I literally flew out a few days later. So
excellent, thank you for that.
it's a pleasure.
And one of the last things for me, and for me, the small things that you do, I think are really key in what sets you apart. And obviously, one of the reasons why you're a partner of ours is you've also, I think, recently worked with a speech coach.
Oh yes, Priscilla. Yeah.
Because of sometimes having language barriers and things like that with the work you do.
Yeah, so with Priscilla, I mean, we actually did it for the whole Naylor team, including my UK team, because one of our UK team, I shouldn't say this on there, but I will. He's from Yorkshire. I'm actually from Yorkshire. I'm from Bradford, but they struggle always to understand him because he speaks differently to them sometimes, but he also eats his words. So it's helped him as well, but it's helped our teams, because what happens with our team in Naylor Accountancy, my admin team, they answer the phone. So I want them to be as good as possible on actually answering those phones. So it's just improving their English, basically. And Priscilla's done a great job with them.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Well,
Well,
they're not here actually, Mad. And otherwise, one of them's on holiday, so another one's in the other office today.
excellent. Well, that's it from me. So I really appreciate your time, and I know it's getting probably quite late over in the Philippines at the moment. So just on that bit, just to confirm, the hours that people will work, I think is also
Yes.
important. So do you want to just have a quick bit about
Yeah. So the main hours of work are 6 a.m. UK time to 3 p.m. UK time. So which is 10 p.m. here at the moment, or it'd be 11 p.m. once the clocks change. So they are, it's later here, but they start later as well. And we also have a bus that takes the team to and from work, basically. So we did it for COVID originally because there was no transport, basically. There was nobody, jeepneys. So, and then they love it so much that we've carried it on, basically.
I think how you do it, especially with all the small touches like that, I think it's brilliant. And
All right, thanks.
we'll
Well, I'll tell you another touch that we've done, Mark, before you
Yep.
talk. Where every day that we do, what we do is they get some snacks. So they get like biscuits and something else every day. And there's teas and coffees for them, which is unusual over here in the Philippines. And then on a Friday, we call it Fruity Friday. So they get some fruit on Friday. And then 3 days a week, we do exercise and stretching. I just put it on LinkedIn. I don't know if you saw
Saw that on LinkedIn this
that.
morning.
So they do that just for like 10 minutes, but they do it within the day, sort of halfway through the day or partly in the day, and it just revitalizes them, and they have a bit of fun with that as well. So one of our core values is have fun, Mark. So
Excellent. And we have all the contact details. So if anybody wants to, is looking or thinking about taking on some more team members, I don't consider it to be just outsourcing. If people are considering on taking on team members, whether UK or not, all the information will be somewhere in the video and also in the description. So thank you very much, Nikolai, for your time, and
thank you.
you'll get to bed soon, and we'll catch up soon.
It'll be later, a lot later, because it's 5 o'clock here, so we've got till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight, so a bit more. Well, nice to speak to you, Mark.
And
Thank
see
you.
you on your return.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
yeah. Bye bye.